You got to go through all of the rigmarole for years to qualify. You just aren't invited. And it's gone from something that, was kind of thrown together hodgepodge style to something now that is a $1 billion event. It's crazy. It's fun. And I'm excited for it. The World Cup coming. We're going to be following the World Cup all the way through. Tomorrow, we'll look at the 1938 World Cup. If you think this was crazy, you should find out how the next one went. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your X, your Insta, YouTube, and more. Love hearing from all of you right here at the Chad Benson Show. Coming up, hour number 2 of the program. Talk more about Iran. We're also going to talk about psychology of politics in the world we live in and how we have become so fractured and how fear and algorithms are driving us. But a lot of it is also us and our belief system, or lack of belief system, if you will. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We got your urban word of the day. And aliens. Are they here? Are they not here? Are we ever going to find out? Well, one thing I know for sure is there's some curious stuff going on, like many people who work in and around secret places have disappeared and or have died mysteriously.
1450 The Ticket.
It seems like Democrats would let just about anybody vote. I'm Robert Sprague. As Ohio Secretary of State, I'll prevent voter fraud by verifying citizenship for new voter registrations and requiring mail-in ballots to include your photo ID, just like voting in person. I'll fight to ban ballot drop boxes to end ballot harvesting. Secure elections mean trustworthy results. I'll ensure every vote counted is legal and real.
Robert Sprague for Secretary of State.
Paid for by Sprague for Ohio.
Have you recently opened a brand new business and want to get the word out that you're open? Have an existing business and looking to increase profitability? Or are you looking to staff your new or existing business with employees? This is where WMOH Radio can be of help to you. Advertise your business to reach WMOH Radio's local and loyal listeners with your message that your business is open and ready to serve or looking for workers. Give us a call, 513-863-1111, and let us put the power of locally owned and operated 1450 WMOH Radio go to work for you.
This is your ticket to Miami University Sports. WMOH, Hamilton, Fairfield, Westchester, Cincinnati. 1450 The Ticket.
Hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Locked and loaded. That's how Secretary of War Hegseth describes the state of the U.S. military during the current Iran ceasefire. Hegseth urges the Iranian leadership to choose the path of peace while it still can.
In the meantime, and for as long as it takes, we will maintain this blockade, successful blockade. But if Iran chooses poorly, then they will have a blockade and bombs dropping on infrastructure, power, and energy.
That U.S. naval blockade has sealed Iran's ports tight as a drum.
U.S. Central Command says no ships have made it past the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports since it was imposed, and 10 merchant vessels complied with direction from U.S. forces to turn around and re-enter Iranian waters. The blockade is intended to pressure Iran, which has exported millions of barrels of oil, mostly to Asia, since the war began February 28th.
Correspondent Ken Lorman. Russia's war on Ukraine continues to rage. BBC's Sarah Rainsford is in the Ukrainian capital.
Here in Kyiv, the sirens jolted people awake at 2:30 a.m. and then came a series of loud explosions. There were strikes in the south and the east of Ukraine too, on the cities of Odessa and Dnipro. In Kyiv, the mayor says a 12-year-old boy was killed and another child rescued from the rubble of their home. In all, Russia launched more than 700 drones and missiles at Ukraine, and Ukraine sent more than 200 in the other direction.
Ukrainian officials say at least 16 people were killed, more than 80 others injured in the latest series of Russian attacks. On Wall Street this morning, stocks have turned mixed. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down about 9 points, while the S&P is trading 1 point higher. The Nasdaq off 84 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick of having paychecks eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations, then listen to this. Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime. And you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
1450 WMOH News. I'm Steve Vaughn. Another deepfake sex image case at Mason High School. A 16-year-old student is accused of using AI to create nude videos and images of female classmates. He is facing 9 felony counts in juvenile court. Westchester police are looking for a man who allegedly assaulted his former girlfriend and slammed her 9-month-old puppy against a wall, killing it. Mario De La Cruz was last known to live in Covington, Kentucky. He is believed to be a citizen of Guatemala. An October 5th trial date has been set for Rodney Hinton Jr. He's charged with running over and killing Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson while he was directing traffic at a UC graduation. A New Paris couple is facing drug charges. 47-year-old Matthew Jennings and 54-year-old Tanya Barth were arrested after a search warrant at their home resulted in the seizure of 20 grams of meth, paraphernalia, and cocaine. I'm Steve Vaughn.
High school baseball, installed by AE Door and Window.
Pitch on the way, and that's taken strike 3. Can I help you, sir? No thanks, I'm just looking.
Friday, Lakota West takes on Hamilton. Coverage begins Friday at 7:05 on 1450 The Ticket.
Looking for a friendly, fun tavern? Nick and Norm's Tavern on the west side of Hamilton has a friendly and entertaining staff, great food, and a large drink selection. At Nick and Norm's Tavern, you can play pool and darts inside, or you can sit in their outdoor area to enjoy your food and drinks. Singo and bike nights with Queen of Hearts drawing are on Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, a DJ and karaoke on Fridays, and live bands on Saturdays. Stop in to Nick and Norm's Tavern on Millville Avenue at Wasserman Road on the west side of Hamilton. Nick and Norm's Tavern, a proud supporter of local youth athletics.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Miami University football.
It's a race up the middle to the 20, cutting to the near side, touchdown, 74 yards.
The new season begins September 5th as the Redhawks take on Pittsburgh on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
From the WMOH Weather Center, a mix of sun and clouds with a chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon with a high 78. Partly cloudy tonight with a low 55. Sunny on Friday with a high 84. Friday night, partly cloudy, chance of thunderstorms, low 65. Showers and thunderstorms likely Saturday, high 75. Showers Saturday night with a low 40. Mostly sunny on Sunday with your high 58.
This is Hugh Hewitt. Join me today at 3 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
The Chad Benson Show.
World at war. And Trump fighting with the Pope again. Now they're going back and forth, and this is getting bizarre. So the Pope has warned tyrants are ravaging the world. So I'm sure Trump will come out and take that as, oh, he's talking about me being a tyrant. You guys decide at that point in time, right? Remember, all I know is Trump has told me that Pope Leo is soft on crime. Still the funniest thing. Yesterday, we talked a bit about this. People, just off the air, some of my friends who are very MAGA, who weren't thrilled by the stuff that Trump has posted, and this is look, let's be honest. Watching people put Trump above God is interesting. It is. And they are, right? Like, they're doing everything they can to now talk about how horrible the Catholic Church is. And we've talked about, you lose the Catholic Church, and Trump is heading in that direction in some ways as far as their voting bloc goes. Good luck. Good luck to you. So the whole thing, again, is fascinating that we're at this point where we're watching the President of the United States and the Pope go at it. And I was telling people, they're like, well, he is soft on crime. I said, he's not soft on crime. Yeah, he is. He's fine with he's not saying he's fine with illegal immigration. He's not saying that. He's not saying he's fine with nuclear proliferation amongst rogue states. What he's saying is, the immigrants here, you could at least treat them with dignity, even if you're going to deport them. Oh, are you sure that's what he's saying? Yeah, that's pretty much what he's saying. He's saying, yes, treat them with dignity. They're human beings. Well, I don't think so. Okay, you don't have to think so, because, again, you've chosen your side, and I'm fine with that. Right? I'm not here to do anything other than just to point out just kind of this ridiculousness over the fact that the Pope is now apparently our enemy. And I talked about it yesterday on my local show, because, like I said, my local show is it was interesting. When I first started out here, you could tell how they're very MAGA. My audience tends to be a little bit younger, right? Got a lot of Gen Xers, and I pissed off the boomers yesterday in a major way. We'll talk about that coming up later. But the other side of it is watching them disparage the Pope. He's just a man. He's nothing but a pedo cover-up kind of person. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if you should really go with that one, but whatever. And it's the attack. It's not personal. It's not. But Trump takes everything personally. And going after the Pope, I think, is not a good idea. It isn't. It's not a good idea at all. But we're seeing right now that this Christian nationalism is it's always been in this administration, but it is way more in this administration, I think people realize. Way more in this administration. And to the point where if you are not a Christian, Bible-based Christian national, not a Catholic, you are it's fair game. You're not part of the solution in their mind. So bizarre. How bizarre. Got several text messages from yesterday. Got some emails as well. Tom emailed me, and this is a great email, by the way. And this is what I love. This Tom, nice guy, and he had questions for me. A couple people have said, "Hey, Chad, why are you always talk about Mike Lyons, your military analyst being the best damn military analyst in the business, but you kind of go against him." I tell everybody this. Here's the difference between Mike and I. First of all, Mike's my buddy. I love him. He's an amazing military analyst. Yes, I think he's the best damn military analyst in the business. He looks at the military side of stuff. I look at how it plays out politically. And those are separate things. So the military, with whatever the military does, that action is going to have a political response and potentially repercussions that will affect you at the ballot box. The military does its thing, the fighting, the whatever it is that they're doing. Those things that happen on the ground, he's the best around. On the other side of it is after those things happen or before they happen, what are the political repercussions that could come back on the president, the administration, no matter who he or she is. I always say she, you got to do that, but let's be real. Okay? Just putting that out there. And so, and for me, guys, I always talk about, I just want the truth. I want the numbers. I like to look at everything in a much different way than I think a lot of other people in this business do. Mostly, I just like to have fun. I would like to not have to talk about stuff like this. I would rather talk about Couchcella and how awesome it's going to be this weekend. I would like to talk about fun things, life, because, that's kind of what this show's about. But I'm going to attack the big things as well. And yeah, I love hearing from all of you, the good and the bad. No doubt. So we emailed back and forth yesterday, and again, awesome to have these kind of conversations. And he said to me, similarly on Iran, I agree the situation is complex and that people aren't the enemy, but I'm trying to understand what you see is the most realistic path forward given the risk involved. I don't think there's a great path forward, because are we going to have full regime change? Well, what does that even look like? Because that's going to be boots on the ground. We're not going to bomb them away. So that's a tough thing. Or are we going to do the best to find the best of the worst guy that we can deal with that'll benefit our nation the most? And then if there's some for our allies, great. And if we can hurt some of our enemies, even better. Well, then that might be the best outcome. But it's not just about what we look at when it comes to this outcome, because, again, remember, the military side is a much different side than the political fallout that comes with it. Comes with higher gas prices, higher inflation. All of those things start to add up, which ends up, becoming an issue where the ruling party, which is the Republicans right now, pay for it at the ballot box. So the best option was not to get into this, but you take all of that away, even with, quote unquote, some sort of regime change or us trying to get a deal done, it doesn't get done without Israel weighing in on this. And I think that's an issue that also needs to be addressed. Again, nuance is lost in this world and continues to be lost over and over again, and it's frustrating, I think, to many of us. So there's a lot of issues around this that nuance plays a much bigger role. Even today, it's like Pete Hegseth came out, and he's mad at the media.
Speaking of choosing wisely, a note to the press corps, to the American media. As I just can't help but notice the endless stream of garbage, the relentlessly negative coverage, you cannot resist peddling. Despite the historic and important success of this effort and the success of our troops. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what side some of you are actually on. It's incredibly unpatriotic. This same press corps, not this exact same press corps, but at least an older press corps, bent over backwards during the Biden administration to explain away the disastrous and disgraceful Afghanistan withdrawal. You called it the greatest airlift in American history. It's almost like you're cheering only for one side.
Well, first of all, the media should deliver the truth, even if it's hard to hear. And you can be patriotic and love your country and at the same time be honest about the situation. Now, we as a nation have decided that we want affirmation media, which means all we care about is our point of view. We want no other point of view whatsoever. So affirm my belief. Tell me the things I want to hear and deliver it to me that way. The actual media, and there's still some out there that do good, and I'm not saying there aren't people out there, they covered up for Biden. Oh, my God, absolutely. The old establishment media was 100% in the bag and continues to be at times for the Democrats. There's no doubt in my mind. But that being said, he wants you to just talk about all of the great stuff that's going on. It's not about whether or not we can destroy Iran. We can. It's not about how great our military is. It's the best in the world. But it doesn't mean that gas prices won't go up, inflation won't happen, and it doesn't mean we won't get bogged down and cost trillions of dollars, potentially, to put to our debt that is piling up, and that we could lose lives here after being told by the administration that, no more foreign wars. These are all things that are fair. But it doesn't matter. Because, again, if you want to hear that this war is just and amazing and Iran is evil and bad and everybody there deserves to die, there's a place for you to get all that info. And if you want a place that will deliver how horrible America is, there's a place for that as well. Here, we're just going to give you the truth, period. Love your country? Absolutely, 100%. But I like the truth. I think most of you do. That's what we're trying to do here, something different. 323-538-2423. At Chet Benson Show is your X, your Insta, YouTube, and more. Love hearing from every single one of you. Relief Factor delivers the goods time and time again. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel healthier. You're going to be your aches and pains in your joints and your muscles because of the inflammation. A lot of it is from, yes, maybe a little overexertion. Maybe you're working out too much, or maybe it's the food we eat. This is going to help you with that, and it is incredible. You can get Relief Factor right now for less than $20, non-addictive, naturally formulated omega-3 fatty acids, resveratrol. Check this out. Black pepper extract. That helps your body absorb it more. You're going to feel so much better. So this is what I want you to do. Get your 3-week quick start right now. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, to get the best around when it comes to making you feel so much better as it does me every single day. Relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF, 800, the number 4-RELIEF, for Relief Factor. Chad Benson Show.
This is your Tech It Out Minute, brought to you by Norton.
Are we approaching the point where technologies like AI and genetic engineering are advancing beyond our control? Well, that's the focus of J. Craig Wheeler's book, The Path to Singularity, how technology will challenge the future of humanity.
Thing is, for the next few decades, and maybe beyond that, it's like the movie says, everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, great movie, by the way.
AI is going to come along and dominate and do drastic things. Genetic engineering is going to forge ahead exponentially more rapidly. And we are exhausting the Earth's resources and climate change. And they're all going to be happening at once. So one of the points I try to make in the book is there is a tendency to latch on to one major issue that you can kind of get your head around. But they're all going to be happening all at once.
It's a fascinating read. The Path to Singularity from J. Craig Wheeler.
That was your Tech It Out Minute, brought to you by Norton.
It's the Dana Show.
It's really a status tactic to convince them that you don't have the ability to climb out of your status absent government assistance. That's the real trick, and that's what they're really trying to convince people. They're trying to convince them of helplessness. It's a helplessness that you will not be able to avail yourself of without the assistance of Uncle Sam.
The Dana Show.
Join me weekdays at noon on WMOH 1450, The Ticket.
If you need a Clopay garage door, go to AE Door and Window.
Save up to 15% through the end of April.
Purchase a LiftMaster garage door opener
and save up to $125 installed.
You know, people in the tri-state love backyard living, so AE Door and Window also offers awnings.
Summer Space retractable awnings are 15% off, plus big savings on entry doors and windows from Pilla and Provia. Combine your order and save another 5%.
Learn more at AEDoorsales.com.
We sell the best and service the rest. AE.
0-2 pitch, swung on a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Local business owners, get in on the baseball excitement and let your message be heard. Join the growing number of businesses supporting high school sports on 1450 The Ticket at very affordable rates. Simply contact the WMOH 1450 The Ticket sales office at 863-1111. You are listening, and so are many of your future customers. Let area baseball fans know that you support high school sports on 1450 The Ticket, and they'll support you.
This is Dana Lash. Join me today at noon on WMOH 1450, The Ticket.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word, it was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But pain has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why Relief Factor exists. I've told you about my brother Kirk having difficulty going up and down the stairs in the morning. He listened to me. After 1 week, he said, this is working. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free, research-based supplement designed to help support a healthy inflammation response, addressing pain at its source, not just covering it up. Over 1 million Americans have found relief and reclaimed parts of life they thought were behind them. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Relief Factor gives you the opportunity to live pain-free and get back to the life you love. Try Relief Factor today for just $19.95. Your 3-week quick start is ready for you. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF, ReliefFactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF.
This is Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel. If you're driving and take a quick glance at your phone, more can happen than you might think. Because taking your eyes off the road for even just a moment is like driving the entire length of a football field blind. Don't let those few seconds distract you from what's right in front of you. Phones down, eyes up, Ohio.
This is your ticket to high school football.
Here comes Mass. Oh, he's hit from the backside. Sack. Kobe Lewis got him. Blitz from the outside. Never saw it coming.
Basketball.
R.J. Wilson for three. Got him. R.J. Wilson from straight away. He had one thing on his mind when he caught that ball. You could tell it was going up.
And baseball.
Brady Campbell comes set, and the pitch is taking strike 3 on the inside corner. Can I help you, sir?
No thanks.
Just looking.
WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
From the WMOH Weather Center, this afternoon will bring us a mix of sun and clouds with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 78. Partly cloudy tonight with a low 55. Sunny on Friday with a high 84. Chance of thunderstorms late Friday night with a low 65. Showers and thunderstorms likely Saturday with a high 75. Cloudy, showers likely Saturday night, low 40. Sunny on Sunday, not as warm with a high 58.
WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
You're listening to The Chad Benson Show.
Ticketmaster and Live Nation got served in New York City. So what happened yesterday? Jury came down in favor of 34 states and the District of Columbia, saying that Ticketmaster and Live Nation, you guys it's a monopoly. So let's talk about it. Live Nation, entertainment. Okay? They're the promoter. So they organize the tours. They book the artists. They own and operate many of the venues. On top of everything else. They also own Ticketmaster, and that is the ticketing system. And let's be real, Ticketmaster is great at what they do, but it's expensive. So what they argued was, look, they control a huge chunk of the touring artists and the venues. Ticketmaster controls the sales for many of those venues. So what do you have here? Well, you've got monopoly because there's not a lot of competition. Now, there are plenty of other, you've got independent promoters. You've got AEG out there. They're the ones doing Coachella. But that being said, still no competition. Higher fees. Make sure that they squeeze anybody out of the game by saying not so much or else, but a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So harder for independent ticketers to get in there, harder for independent artists and smaller promoters, because you're essentially told it's not that you can't perform, you just might not be able to perform here or use this venue, which sucks. So they said, you guys are guilty. You're guilty of this. Because of this, there's less competition, fewer alternatives. You've got much more control. So if you want to work here, maybe you can, but it's going to cost you a little bit more. And if you do work with us, well, we're going to incentivize you. Oh. Now the question for everybody like you and I is money, money, money. Where, how much, if, when? Well, there's going to be appeals. You know that. How much it's going to be, I have no idea. 700 million potentially. And then, of course, will they or won't they break them up, which is another big thing that people are talking about. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your X, your Insta, right here on the Chad Benson Show. And it doesn't mean they have to break them up completely, but it might mean you have to allow in 2 or 3 other ticket groups to work with you, and not just resellers, but other ticket groups to work with you. Now, I know what you're thinking, Chad. How does this affect Couchella? This weekend, skip the crowds, ditch the lines, and turn your living room into the hottest festival on earth. Welcome to Couchella.
Anything good on television?
Charlie's Angels.
Fantasy Island.
How do you spell that, Charlie?
On Sunday. And you can't even spell it.
Contact Captain Stooping as soon as you're bored.
3 days of doing nothing. Friday after work, Saturday all day, and Sunday all day. Featuring Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and every other streaming service. Food provided by DJ DoorDash and your kitchen. And close it out every day with the nap. The seats are perfect. Pants are optional and not recommended. No lines, no crowds, and best of all, it's your bathroom. Snacks, vibes, and the elite level lounging. Couchella 2026. Stay in, turn up, and take a nap.
Barney, this thing's getting blowed up way out of proportion.
Now, Couchella going on this weekend. This is where you lounge around. You pay no attention to politics. You just watch TV, take naps. Find that comfort food of viewing and comfort food that you know that you can get on your couch and it doesn't matter. What is your comfort food when it comes to viewing? That thing you like to watch over and over again. Let me know. Love to hear from you. 323-538-2423. This is the Chad Benson Show.
The Chad Benson Show.
Could the future of AI impact your retirement? Are you overwhelmed with all the noise from AI, crypto, and tech? If you're questioning if your portfolio is positioned for these financial uncertainties, wouldn't it be smart to get a second opinion? You can with Bulwark Capital's free Know Your Risk portfolio review. Here's Zach Abraham.
At Bulwark, we're focused on risk management, built around the fundamentals of value investing. Always looking for opportunities to lower risk, lower cost, and give your retirement as much upside as possible. So why not get a second opinion? It doesn't cost a thing. Schedule your Know Your Risk portfolio review today at knowyourriskpodcast.com.
Plus, unlike other wealth management firms, you can get market updates every day from Zach Abraham on his Know Your Risk podcast, YouTube channel, and on all social media platforms. Just search Know Your Risk Podcast or go to knowyourriskpodcast.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 2647.
1450 WMOH News. I'm Steve Vaughn. Butler County is already under a level 2 out of 5 slight risk for severe thunderstorms Saturday. We could see some thunderstorms today, but nothing severe is expected. The complete forecast is coming up. A second Mason High School student is facing child porn-related charges involving AI deepfake nudes of classmates. The 16-year-old is facing 9 felony counts in juvenile court. HPD has more information on the crash that left a gaping hole in front of the smoke and vape zone on Erie Highway. The driver apparently suffered a medical issue and hit several vehicles, a fire hydrant, and a utility pole before hitting the building. The driver was taken to the hospital where their condition is unknown. The Butler County Farmers Market is offering space to vendors affected by recent changes to the Hamilton flea. I'm Steve Vaughn.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. Imagine a child in extreme poverty waiting over 365 days to be sponsored. End their wait today. Become a Compassion sponsor now. Text radio to 83393.
This is your ticket to high school football.
Kapowing! Absolutely blown up on the play there. Solomon Rothermel for the Cougars. Second big hit he's had tonight. Have mercy. He was toast.
Basketball.
Bills now step to his left. 3-point attempt. Got it. Knocked Bills.
And baseball.
Breaking ball. He got it! Right three!
Lakota West knocks off the number 1 team of the state, Moeller, and they will play in the Division I state semifinal.
WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
Bienvenidos, amigos. That's how you are welcomed at the area's number 1 Latin American foods supermercado y restaurante. And you don't have to speak or understand Spanish to enjoy all that El Gran Valle Verde has to offer. All of your favorite Latin American grocery needs are in in stock, and delivery is available too. And if you're not in a cooking mood for groceries, El Gran Valle Verde has a full-service restaurante with all of your favorites. El Gran Valle Verde, nearby in the Hamilton Plaza Shopping Center on Dixie Highway in Hamilton. Nos vemos pronto.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
LaMelo Ball absolutely should have been ejected from Charlotte's play-in win last night over Miami. Now, LaMelo scored 30 points in the game, had the game-winning layup, but in the second quarter, he takes Bam's leg from under him. Bam falls to the ground. He can't return. He's Miami's best player. The game goes into overtime. Miami absolutely would have won the game with a healthy Bam Adebayo. LaMelo Ball should have been ejected for tripping Bam. I'm Nick Costos.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
If you've got spring fever, Lowe's has the cure. During Springfest, make your landscape stand out with 3 free bags of Miracle-Gro 3/4 cubic foot garden soil when you buy 3. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances to keep clothes, food, and dishes fresh all season long. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Pollen season is here, so don't let your automobile turn into a pollen-mobile. Swing by Tidal Wave Auto Spa and wash it away with a top-of-the-line wash. Plus, enjoy free vacuums, microfiber towels, and interior cleaning spray with every visit. With our GraphX 4 Shine technology, your car leaves cleaner and shinier in minutes. It's fast, easy, and leaves you with that clean car happy feeling every time. Get back on the road and shining bright. Find a location near you at TidalWaveAutospa.com.
From the WMOH Weather Center, a mix of sun and clouds with a chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon with a high 78. Partly cloudy tonight with a low 55. Sunny on Friday with a high 84. Friday night, partly cloudy, chance of thunderstorms, low 65. Showers and thunderstorms likely Saturday, high 75. Showers Saturday night with a low 40. Mostly sunny on Sunday with your high 58.
This is Hugh Hewitt. Join me today at 3 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
The Chad Benson Show.
Yesterday, the White House, in between whatever it is that they were doing and the fact that they were talking about Trump's new was it Arch de Triomphe? Yeah, that's for another time. But yesterday, question asked that for some went unnoticed, but not for me.
For you, Caroline, there are now 10 American scientists who have either gone missing or died since mid-2024. They all reportedly had access to classified nuclear or aerospace material. Is anybody investigating this to see if these things are connected?
I've seen the report, Peter. I haven't spoken to our relevant agencies about it. I will certainly do that, and we'll get you an answer. If true, of course, that's definitely something I think this government and administration would deem worth looking into, so let me do that for you.
Thank you.
If true, well, there's 10 of them missing. We've got another one right now that has disappeared.
David Garcia, man, Jesse, this one is chilling to me because, as you said, it echoes Neil McCaslin's disappearance right down to the same thing. The same thing, the state of New Mexico. So Stephen Garcia, I mean, he had a top security clearance at KCNSC.
Is that per a source, though? A source said that?
This is per a source. Okay. Yes, per a source that was close to Garcia. But look, where he worked at KCNSC, I mean, they manufacture 80% of non-nuclear components that go into building military nuclear weapons. And, I mean, he oversaw tens of millions of dollars of assets, equipment, some classified, some not. I mean, we don't know what was going on in this guy's head, right? The officials had said that he may have been a danger to himself. He was seen carrying a gun. And it sounds crazy, but between Garcia and General McCaslin, I have to wonder, and again, I know this sounds crazy, but it could be an option here. I mean, is the government doing this? Are they taking out their own people because of XYZ?
What? Could that happen? I don't know. Do you think it's happened before? Oh, I'm sure it has. Now, what is the XYZ? Well, a lot of this they're trying to say, is this just a coincidence? Or is there more to it when it comes to the alien side of stuff, or even stuff that is top secret when it comes to defense? And the reason that's important is because several things that are unexplained have been seen over battlefields, whether it is in Iran, not recently, or over Ukraine or Syria or several other things. And that's why they're trying. And by they, I mean Anna Paula Luna and several others, telling the highest up in the land, all the way to the president, you got to release some of this footage. And I think there's some 46 videos that they think that we should see. And I'm all about that, right? Like, let's do it. Let's talk about it. That being said, will they or won't they? Because remember, Trump came out. He's like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to release this, and I'm going to release that. Still waiting for a lot of the I'm going to release stuff, and that hasn't happened. And by the way, he is not the first when it comes to UFOs and UAPs.
But Burchett just said, I forget what show he was on, but he just said he talked to, quote, folks at the White House about this, and that President Trump is about to do some disrupting. I just don't believe it. Obama tried to release these UFO files. Clinton tried to release them. Nothing happened. I get it. People think Trump is different, but what's so different?
That's what we're trying to find out. Now, Stephen Garcia is 48, vanishes without a trace. All he has with him is his gun, and he's on foot. That's it. That's all they know. Gone. Gun, foot, bounce, leave. Now, he worked for the Kansas City National Security Campus. Okay, and that facility is, oddly enough, in Albuquerque, so there's that. So, what is it? What goes on there? What did he do there? Why did he just walk away? Sources describe Garcia's work as very high level, overseeing positions for all the assets, tens, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars in equipment and assets, some of which are not classified, others that are very classified. So he makes the 10th. And the interesting thing that they're talking about is there a connection between him and William Neal McCaslin, who's the one we've talked about. And he oversaw, and you got to start looking at this like Venn diagram that I was talking about. So McCaslin oversaw the research base, right, the AFRL Kirkland Air Force Base, which then oversaw and collaborated with Los Alamos and then the Kansas City National Security Campus, which leads to Garcia. From there, the Los Alamos with McCaslin leads to Melissa Casillas. She's missing. She was an assistant there. And Anthony Chavez, he was a former employee until 2017. He's gone. Nobody knows where he's at. Then you can go from that to him working with Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, McCaslin, overseeing the funding for Reza's project. Who's Reza? Monica Cinto Reza. She received the funding. She's gone. She was the director of materials processing, working with NASA, JPL. From there, you've got Frank Mawald, top scientist, detecting signs of alien life. He's dead. From there, we move to another scientist who's no longer with us. His name is Carl Grillmeyer. He's dead. He worked on infrared telescopes. Grillmeyer's work found planets with water. And then you have Michael David Hicks, NASA research scientist. He worked on detecting asteroids from Earth. How many of them knew each other, didn't know each other? What did they know? What didn't they know? It just, over the last few years, you start putting this together, you ask questions. That's all we're doing is asking questions. Do I think some of them just happen to have happened? Yes. Do I think there's more to stories, especially with William McCaslin and a few others? Yes, I absolutely think there's more to that story. Let me know what you think. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your X, your Insta. Do you think we're going to find aliens? What would that be like? That's the other side of it. One of the things that we have to ask ourselves is, what's that like? So let's say they come out tomorrow. Trump's like, I don't know if you guys know this. The Pope's week on crime, and there's aliens. So he comes out and he does his stuff. What is that like for the world? What's the reaction like for the world? What do, like the Pope, let's take the Pope, for instance. What out there potentially does the Vatican know that's hidden away? You start talking about a lot of these things and asking yourself, how do people react? How do major religions, organizations react? How do, other governments, what do they know? What don't they know? I mean, these are all very fair questions. As we're all trying to find the meaning of life, the searching for, is there something else out there? And, how would the average person react? Would they lose their mind? Would they freak out and, we would be sent into chaos? Or are we so desensitized to a lot of this stuff that it wouldn't be a big deal? And I think there's also a lot of people out there who wouldn't believe it. They wouldn't buy any portion of it. They're like, that doesn't happen. It's not real. It's not real. Doesn't exist. Not real. I think you'd find a lot of that. We used to joke, Gatos, who he and I on our awesome show out there on KTAR, when we did our show together. Gatos is there's nothing else out there. He used to tell me all the time. And I used to joke. I said, man, if they landed here today, they took you on their ship, you would be like, I don't believe it. You would be. So, look, I've told you what I think. And my thought process is, yes, there's other technology. Yes, there's way more to the story. But is it as simple as they've come from 50 bazillion light years away, or is it more dimensional? I think it's more dimensional. I think it's more, there are several dimensions, and in those dimensions, there are other timelines, and sometimes we get a glimpse of it, and in other times, they come here purposefully. So we will see. But there's no doubt there's some odd stuff going on. And here's a question to you guys. How would you react? Honestly, I mean, the jokes aside, which is hard, because it's fun. How would you react? Would you freak out? I mean, you've already, it's like when I hear some people out there, their reaction is, well, they're demons. Okay. Or, you get a lot of that. They're fallen angels. Or would you embrace it? As long as they're not going to eat you, would you embrace it? I think that's a fair thing to ask everybody, because I think that's kind of what you got to do, right? You got to take the temperature of everybody to go, okay, we're gonna unleash this news on the world. We can't make sure that everybody loses their blank in mind. Let's make sure we're okay, because we can't have that, because we don't want that. Not saying it can't happen. People are going to lose their minds, because there would be. I think overnight you'd see people, religious conversion would probably go up, and then some people would step away from religion. It would be, panic at the stores maybe. I don't know. I mean, my God, COVID was a respiratory illness, and you couldn't get toilet paper. So you never know how anybody's going to react in those situations. That was so funny, though. It's like, do you guys realize this is a respiratory issue? Respiratory. Do you think it's interdimensional? Do you think that we're a game, that we're a simulation? Do you think that? Are we like those, remember when you were a kid, you can go get those, well, you can still get those now, you get those, whether you want to go get an ant farm or those little things you pour into water, those sea dragons or whatever those things, is that us, but in a bigger way? Are we the Sims for another race of beings? Ooh. Because you got to think about it, you know? Like my kids play Roblox, right? Minecraft and stuff like that. Are we, you know, is that somebody else doing it with us? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know. You can reach out to us, 323-538-2423, at Chad Benson Show. That's your X and Insta. Remember, that number, you can call and leave a message, or you can text it directly. Either or works. We love hearing from all of you. Omaha Steaks. I love Omaha Steaks. Last night, we had chicken. My wife did this amazing thing with the chicken, and we had this incredible. She made some rice, but the chicken, the way that it was just awesome. It is. I'll just put it this way: my daughter Charlie is much like me, eats like a 5-year-old. She ate a ton of chicken last night, which was awesome. She even went back and got a little midnight snack because we all live in this kind of weird world where none of us sleep. So it is amazing how much she loves Omaha Steaks. And the reason is simple. It's the best around. Nothing, I'm telling you guys, nothing protein, meat-wise, even comes close to Omaha Steaks. Right now, 50% off site-wide. You're going to love what they have for you. They've got all kinds of things. They've got packages for you, right, that you can just, there's a great package of steaks that are the best around, fillets wrapped in bacon. They've got smash burgers. They've got pork chops and chicken, or you can create your own. And it's delivered right to you with 100% unconditional money-back guarantee. So if you are looking for the best around when it comes to protein delivered right to you, Omaha Steaks does it. And when you use my code Benson, save an extra $35 off at checkout. OmahaSteaks.com, code Benson. OmahaSteaks.com, code Benson saves you $35 off at checkout. OmahaSteaks.com. See site for detail. Terms may apply. Chad Benson Show.
Liberty Nation with Mark Angelides.
Is it NATO on the rocks as far as the U.S. is concerned? And what plans are afoot to pack the Supreme Court? Find out in this week's edition of Liberty Nation Radio.
Author, columnist, managing editor of LibertyNation.com, podcast host and conservative policy advocate.
We dismiss history at our peril.
Liberty Nation with Mark Angelides.
This is your Tech It Out Minute, brought to you by Norton.
Are we approaching the point where technologies like AI and genetic engineering are advancing beyond our control? Well, that's the focus of J. Craig Wheeler's book, The Path to Singularity, how technology will challenge the future of humanity.
Thing is, for the next few decades, and maybe beyond that, it's like the movie says, everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, great movie, by the way.
AI is going to come along and dominate and do drastic things. Genetic engineering is going to forge ahead exponentially more rapidly, and we are exhausting the Earth's resources and climate change. And they're all going to be happening at once. So one of the points I try to make in the book is there is a tendency to latch on to one major issue that you can kind of get your head around. But they're all going to be happening all at once.
It's a fascinating read. The Path to Singularity from J. Craig Wheeler.
That was your Tech It Out Minute, brought to you by Norton.
Put all your gear on that you carry, and then roll around on the ground. Now get up. All your gear that's on the ground, that's what you're not going to have in a fight.
Gun Talk should be in your podcast feed. Check out Gun Talk Nation.
What's it like to be blown up? You know, if it's like C4, it's almost like a smack.
Hunting. Yeah, we talk about that too.
On your crosshairs, I like a thin crosshair.
AJ, you're really dating yourself by calling things crosshairs.
Your reticle, whatever.
Have some fun and stay informed with the Gun Talk podcast.
Hey, this is Chad Benson. We'll be right back on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
This is your ticket to high school football.
Williams, there he goes. He's at the 15, the 20, 35, 40. Steering infield. Can he beat the last guy? Oh, he's carrying him. He's carrying him all the way to the 25-yard line.
Basketball.
Here's a long three by Haley Weber, and that one rattles home. Haley Weber with her fourth three ball.
And baseball.
Bird looking to finish things out. He winds and delivers. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out the side. Kevin Bird gets the save.
WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
All-Pro Anthony Munoz here for Rose Automotive, your all-pro automotive superstore. Rose delivers all-pro value and all-pro service for all makes, all models, all the time. My family and I have made Rose Automotive our one-stop shop for everything automotive. And I mean everything. Sales, service, parts, and accessories. You want it, they'll deliver it. Call today at 863-7878. That's right, 863, my number, 7878. Just take exit 24 off I-75 and head to Hamilton. That's Rose Automotive, your new alternative.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age. Everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
The Hugh Hewitt Show.
Hi, it's Hugh Hewitt on the next Hugh Hewitt Show. Senator Tom Cotton, Senator John Huston, Representative Jim Jordan, Haviv Rettig Gur from Israel. I've got guests galore as we get maybe closer to negotiations to end the Iran war on terms that the United States will unquestionably know our victory. All that and more on the next Hugh Hewitt Show.
He keeps his finger on the pulse in D.C. Hugh Hewitt.
Join me today at 3 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket. Keep that dial to the right.
From the WMOH Weather Center, this afternoon will bring us a mix of sun and clouds with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 78. Partly cloudy tonight with a low 55. Sunny on Friday with a high 84. Chance of thunderstorms late Friday night with a low 65. Showers and thunderstorms likely Saturday with a high 75. Cloudy, showers likely Saturday night, low 40. Sunny on Sunday, not as warm with a high 58.
WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
Serving up talk radio medium rare and dripping with irony. It's Chad Benson.
Aliens. How cool would it be, though? That'd be awesome, right? You know what else is awesome? I used the word awesome. That used to be an urban word when I was a kid. There's a lot of words that we used to use that sometimes they come back around, and one of them is coming back around into play, if you will.
Now it's time for the urban word of the day. The young have a vocabulary all their own, and we break it down for you. It's called the urban word of the day.
All right, your urban word of the day. This is one that was very popular when I was a little bit younger. And then it went away, and much like fashion, it has come back in style. Amped. What does that mean? You're excited. Dude, I am amped to see this movie. I am amped to go to Couchcella this weekend. I'm amped to play pickleball or golf. I'm amped. See what it is? Right? Amped. Pumped. Excited. So if you hear somebody go, man, I am so amped for this, it means they're pumped. They're excited about something. Amped is your urban word of the day.
That was the urban word of the day. Now you know.
Yes, indeed. It is good to know. Several of you hit me up in the old text line as well as DM me. You can DM me directly on Instagram or as well as on X about aliens. And you're excited. Keeping an open mind. They may eat you. It's possible. I've seen that Twilight Zone. They may not. They may choose not to. They may think, hey, we didn't create you guys, you know, and start to give you guys all this stuff. slowly. We had to spoon feed you, baby steps, for you to, for us to come down and snack on you. We'd have just kept you guys as cattle. You're like, oh, yeah. But some of you think it's all baloney, which is, again, that's the beauty of us. Maybe it is BS. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is something that we're going to find out. I'm really open-minded about any of it. I really am. Would I be surprised to find out there's something else out there? I would not. Would I be scared? No. I mean, what's to be scared about? Would I be amped? Oh, use that word. Yeah, absolutely. But I just, I think we're at the point now where they have no choice but to say something, I think, is what government's trying to figure out how to do this, because it's too much to keep quiet. Too many people like Tim Burchett and stuff and Paula Luna are getting towards that line, ready to step over that line, ready just to unveil it. So we will see. There's no doubt it's going to be interesting. And hopefully Trump does it. I hope he does. Let me know what you think. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your X, your Insta as well. We love hearing from you. Chad Benson Show. Coming up, hour number 3, we're going to talk about Iran, what's going on, the latest there. Also, we're going to have a conversation I think we need to have about what is stopping us from not only wanting to know the whole story or the truth of something, but why are we at the point now where we're no longer even interested in learning about the other side of a subject? What is stopping us? Why are we so divided? Talk about that. A bunch of other good stuff on the way. A little World Cup. Of course, we're going to be talking about that. And yes, a little What's Trending as well. If you're missing the show, shame on you, grab the podcast.
The Ticket.
We've got a country to save.
Larry Elder.
The socialist mayor of New York has announced the first city-owned grocery store. It's going to be a store built from the ground up in East Harlem. Cost of the store, $30 million. Do you have any idea how many groceries you could buy for $30 million? Can't wait to find out how that's going to work out.
The Larry Elder Show.
Join me weekday evenings at 6 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
Congress is poised to pass a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time is running out. 82 million Americans risk losing the news, sports, talk, traffic, and vital emergency information they rely on. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this bill now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
This is your ticket to high school sports. WMOH, Hamilton, Fairfield, Westchester, Cincinnati. 1450 The Ticket.
This hour from Town Hall, Amit Thomason. Pressuring Iran to agree to a peace deal, Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Kane says that while the current ceasefire has ended hostilities for now, that will change if Iran does not choose the path of peace. Kane says he and War Secretary Hegseth are in full agreement.
And as the Secretary said, I'd like to emphasize during this pause that the United States Joint Force remains postured and ready to resume major combat operations at literally a moment's notice.
War Secretary Hegseth says the U.S. naval blockade on Iranian ports has been a complete success, adding that President Trump is committed to keeping it up for as long as it takes. Russia hammered civilian areas of Ukraine overnight, launching hundreds of missiles and dozens of drones. At least 16 people killed, scores more wounded.
In Kyiv, AP footage showed cars on fire and damaged and burnt-out buildings after Russia struck the capital with drones and ballistic missiles. 20-year-old Georgy Doroshenko walked through his destroyed apartment, his feet crunching on glass and metal shrapnel as he came to collect his pet rabbit, Kosh, At least 4 people were killed in Kiev, including a 12-year-old, with more than 50 others injured. Ukrainian officials said Russia launched nearly 700 drones and dozens of ballistic and cruise missiles, primarily targeting civilians. I'm Karen Chemath.
President Trump heads west today, visiting Las Vegas to highlight his taxpayer-friendly policies, including easing the tax burden on those who benefit from tips and overtime. New York jury has ruled that Ticketmaster and Live Nation held an anti-competitive monopoly over big concert venues. Live Nation says there will be an appeal. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 33 points, the Nasdaq off a fraction. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Maybe this is you too. There's enormous frustration right now with healthcare costs. It is amazing. Healthcare costs for families in the last 20 years have almost tripled, and it just keeps getting worse. All this to say, this is why MediShare is so in demand right now. People are looking for alternatives, and MediShare is proven you can save thousands of dollars a year and actually like it more. Over 1 million Americans are now part of healthcare sharing, and MediShare is the gold standard. It's trusted. It works. It's been helping people save money and have peace of mind now for 30 plus years. It's not some big impersonal thing either. It's a community of people like you helping each other. So yeah, if you're frustrated too, here's your chance to make a refreshing change. You'll notice the difference as soon as you call. They're easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number. Call 844-94-BIBLE. That's 844-94-BIBLE. 844-94-BIBLE.
1450 WMOH News. I'm Steve Vaughn. We're going to have a big cooling off this weekend. Severe storms are possible Saturday, followed by highs in the 50s Sunday. The complete forecast is coming up. We now know more about a serious motor vehicle accident in Hamilton Tuesday. The driver suffered a medical issue before they hit several vehicles, a fire hydrant, and a utility pole before plowing into the front of the smoke and vape zone. On South Erie Highway, the driver taken to the hospital in an unknown condition. Another Mason High School teen is facing charges in Warren County Juvenile Court, accused of uploading deepfake nude photos of classmates he allegedly used AI to create. According to Channel 5's Karen Johnson, the 16-year-old is facing 9 felony counts. One of the videos uploaded depicts a victim being raped. I'm Steve Vaughn, WMOH, 1450 The Ticket.
Are you a big fan of billiards, fun, and cold drinks? Formerly tailgaters, the Rack Room on the west side of Hamilton has a friendly and entertaining staff and large drink selections too. Under new ownership, at the Rack Room, you can play pool, some darts, and enjoy your favorite drinks. On Saturday nights, you'll enjoy a DJ spinning your favorite tunes along with karaoke performances, billiards tournament play, your favorite sports on TV, and so much more. Stop into the Rack Room on Millville Avenue and Ohio Avenue on the west side of Hamilton. Rack 'em up at the Rack Room.
My husband Shane loved being a Columbus firefighter. When he arrived on scene and people were panicking, that's when he was at his best. But in 2019, the mental struggle became too much and Shane took his own life. Everyone needs help at some point. I encourage you to seek help if you need it by calling the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-8255. For mental health insurance benefit information, visit the Ohio Department of Insurance's website, insurance.ohio.gov, or call 800-686-1526 to speak to experts who can help.
Hold everything.
This is your ticket to high school football.
He's going to flip it deep, and it is intercepted back at the 8-yard line by Fairfield. Indians have the ball. Josiah Leonard.
Basketball.
Oh, there's a steal by Bryce Curry in the backcourt. Oh, thunder dunker. He throws it down. Bryce Curry flushes up.
And baseball.
Swung on, that's drilled into right field, going back on it and watching it leave the ballpark. Chandler Taylor, home run.
WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
From the WMOH Weather Center, a mix of sun and clouds with a chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon with a high 78. Partly cloudy tonight with a low 55. Sunny on Friday with a high 84. Friday night, partly cloudy, chance of thunderstorms, low 65. Showers and thunderstorms likely Saturday, high 75. Showers Saturday night with a low 40. Mostly sunny on Sunday with your high 58.
WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
rather be right or would you rather be rich? Weird, right? And I bring that up because we live at a time now we're very fractured. Everybody's goal is